live here with another video. Today we'll be taking a look at the Huawei Y7 Pro. So for those of you who don't know what the Y7 series is, Huawei actually recently introduced the new Y series in their phone range. Looking at the front, of course they have one 8 megapixel lens here. One thing that Huawei has on their front camera is what they call the selfie toning flash. Now, to keep things simple, what it essentially means is you can take really good selfies, and I've tried this. You actually can. Yeah, alright, so that's what's on the outside. So let's take a close look at what's inside, right? Okay, I'm gonna open this with my Face ID I've set up. So that was pretty fast. Surprisingly, it works really well, as I said before. Yeah, talking about the software here. Okay, one more thing. Now, the Huawei Y7 Pro may be a budget phone, but this actually ships with the latest Android update. That's Android 8.0. You don't actually get that even with some of the flagship phones out there. Right now, some of these phones still run on their beta program, but whereas Huawei Y7 Pro comes with Android Oreo, so that's a big plus here. You know, it's a good sign. I mean, Huawei giving priority to even their low-end phones. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk a bit about the phone's performance. Now, obviously, you can't expect performance levels, you know, how you'd see on a flagship phone. But then again, this works pretty well. The phone houses a 3 GB RAM, and it works well for most of your usual activities. I mean, it works pretty decently even when you're gaming as well. Although I would not recommend gaming long hours on this, you know, as you know, the phone gets heated up a little bit. But then again, that's something you see with most phones, so I guess you can't really nitpick on that. Yeah, so anyways, now let's talk a little bit more about the camera now. That's one feature Huawei has been really emphasizing on. Let's take a closer look at the camera. The camera is actually one of the things that Huawei has been pushing really hard recently. You've seen that with some of their high-end phones as well as on the low-end phones as well. Now, this camera actually, they've kept things pretty simple. What I say simple is, if you look at the other phones like the Nova and the Y9 and all that, you see quite a bit of features on their camera. Here they've kept things low scale relatively, but you still get quite a bit of features, like you have the panorama, filters, obviously video and all that, the wide aperture, beauty mode. You still have that on this camera. And talking about the taking photos on the Y7 Pro, it works really well under normal lighting conditions. It does get a bit tricky when it comes towards the evening, when it's low light conditions, but still it works. I'm not going to say it's the best camera out there, but it works well, especially for the price range. Unless you're actually, you know, a huge camera geek, you'll be pretty fine with what they have to offer in the camera department. And that's just the rear camera. Now, looking at the front camera, I told you earlier they have this thing called the selfie toning flash. So I'm guessing it's probably that, because selfies on this looks really good. We've seen that with the other phones as well, and even on the Y7 Pro it's still the same. It might only have an 8 megapixel front facing cam, but photos really good. That's pretty much it for all the highlight features. Alright, so the phone is actually priced, Huawei is pricing this at 27,500, and for that price range, the features on offer is pretty decent. It's good to see that, you know, companies like Huawei actually giving emphasis on their low-end phones as well. They're giving priority particularly in the camera areas, and all the other usual features you usually don't get, at least you didn't used to get on the low-end spectrum of the phones. You know, Face ID, stuff like that, you usually don't get. So that's pretty much it from us. do let us know if there's anything more you would like to know about the phone, or if there's anything we missed. So let us know in the comments below, and if you like this video, like it, subscribe to our channel, just let us know what you think about the phone, and yeah, see you.